What does it really take to rebuild a nation shattered by over a decade of war? Last week, a new Syrian flag was quietly raised at the United Nations in New York. It wasn't just a piece of fabric, it was a symbol that the Assad era is over and the country is now entering a fragile chapter led by former rebels. But don't let that symbol fool you. The war may be over, but peace, stability, that's a whole different story. Today, more than 70% of Syrians still need humanitarian aid. Half of them are food insecure. The economy is in tatters. The country is gasping for breath. And yet, the sanctions, especially those from the United States, still hang like a noose around Syria's neck. There's talk that Donald Trump might meet with Syria's new president, Ahmed al-Sharaa, in Saudi Arabia next month. That meeting could change everything, or nothing, because right now, the U.S. sanctions are one of the biggest obstacles to reconstruction. Sure, other countries are stepping in. Qatar's already started supplying natural gas through Jordan. Saudi Arabia and Qatar are paying Syria's $15 million World Bank debt to reopen financial support. Even the EU and the UK are cautiously lifting some sanctions. But the U.S., they've only granted a 6-month exemption for humanitarian aid. Let's be honest, if the U.S. doesn't start shifting course, Syria risks becoming fertile ground for Iran, Russia, and China to expand their influence. Even some Republicans, yes, members of Trump's own party, are saying it's time to start a serious dialogue. 2 U.S. congressmen recently visited Damascus. They met with al-Sharaa, and surprisingly, they left with a completely different impression than expected. One of them, Representative Marlin Stutzman, said, "I went in skeptical, but I left thinking we should really talk." Of course, the U.S. has set conditions. They want Iran out of Syria. They want to be able to strike terrorists freely. Syria claims it's already met most of those demands, but insists mutual agreements are still needed. Think tanks like the Atlantic Council say it plainly. If America wants to keep Syria from becoming a satellite of China or Russia, then lift the sanctions, encourage investment, offer a better path forward. But it's not just geopolitics. It's not just diplomacy. On the ground, the country is still bleeding. Israel has ramped up airstrikes in Syria, claiming to protect the Druze minority, but many Druze see this as meddling, not help. Turkey, meanwhile, is being accused of using its ties with al-Sharaa's HTS group to gain leverage in northern Syria. Even the Israeli government warns that Syria could become a proxy of Ankara. And let's not forget the internal divisions. In al-Sharaa's new cabinet, HTS still holds the most power. The Alawites, Kurds, Christians, and Druze, they're watching from the sidelines, some of them boiling with resentment. Alawites are being driven from their homes. Clashes between Sunnis and minorities are killing civilians by the hundreds. This week alone, 39 people dead in clashes between Sunnis and Druze. The Syrian Democratic Forces, led by Kurds, agreed to join the national military, but their demand for federalism? Flatly rejected. It's chaos. And in that chaos, a truth emerges. Stabilizing Syria isn't just about money or reconstruction. It's about inclusion, about justice, about recognizing every voice. And yet, the world waits, because whether Syria has a future or slips back into turmoil may hinge on what Donald Trump does next. Will he lift the sanctions? Will he demand impossible terms? Or will he see a chance to help rebuild a broken nation before others take it for themselves? Rebuilding Syria could cost $400 billion, but if we keep waiting, the real cost might be far greater. Like, share, and subscribe. Click the link below.